Welcome to the Talk Sox podcast. I'm Alex, and as always, I'm joined by Maddie. How's it going?
Doing well. I'm super excited for the World Baseball Classic starting tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Every team is putting a really good roster forward.
Yeah, and I feel like that's different than previous years. Obviously, you have like the big four: United States, Japan, Mexico, Dominican Republic that are favorited. I think Team Venezuela is going to be pretty good. You're buying into an Italy Cinderella run.
Yeah,
on the back of Greg Weissert.
Yeah, well, and Aaron Nola.
I did forget about Aaron Nola. Yes.
Well, Jack Caglig. Oh my God, I can't pronounce his last name.
The
Jack,
cat from the Royals.
Yeah, the cat from the Italian guy from the Royal. Well, one of the Italian guys from the Royals.
There's a lot of them now. It's kind of weird.
Two. Well, yeah, two. They doubled, but really, it's the perfect time for him to heat up, really prove himself. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. I've got a buddy who may listen in on this. I say a buddy, he's a former student who I had when he was a freshman, again as a junior, and he's a sophomore in college now. And one of his kind of side gigs is he does a live stream for a lot of our high school sports. So I see him all the time. We talk sports all the time, and he's a big Jack guy. He's a big Florida guy, so it makes sense. He's a Cardinals fan, but is slowly buying into the Royals now that Jack is a member of the big league club. So if you're listening, hey, Andon. I'm very excited about the WBC. I love the WBC. All of my Facebook memories right now are posts from 3 years ago talking about the WBC. So I'm sure that's what it'll be here for the next couple of weeks as well. We will get into far more WBC talk here in just a little bit, but we felt that at least this episode, we should kick things off with kind of a spring training recap. We're not going to go into a whole lot of detail. I've watched, I'd say, 3/4 of the games, or at least watched until the 6th inning when the starters get pulled up until Sunday when the last group for the WBC headed out. We always talk about this. Are you a big spring training watcher?
Other years I have been. This year I'm really not. I'll turn on the radio and pay attention a little bit during the weekdays, but otherwise, no. I'll watch highlights that I see online, look at the Baseball Savant game day summary, and go from there.
Yeah, with all the games starting at like 12:30 local time for me, that is smack in the middle. If you don't remember or don't know, I'm a teacher. It's smack in the middle of my day, in an effort to try to, one, keep my job, and two, not to take up school bandwidth. I don't stream the games while I'm at school, but I don't know. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, and I will get home and watch them when I get home. Or I'll at least like I'll flip through them and look for the highlights and stuff. And then it was really cool last night in the exhibition game against Puerto Rico, that coming on at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Felt like prime baseball again, even though that was not a prime baseball team the Red Sox put out there, but for obvious reasons.
No, the season's over because their C-list squad got was beat.
Wait, is Trevor Story a member of the C-list squad?
Well, okay, no, that's Story. Well, he was pulled though, right?
Eventually, I think.
Eventually,
I'll be honest. Once Team Puerto Rico scored 4 runs, I was like, you know what? I have better things that I can do with my night than watch guys who may not sniff above AA plus Trevor Story and Marcelo Meyer and IKF get some work.
Marcelo did make a good play. I saw that on Twitter.
He did. He is all about the glove flip this spring training, and I love it.
He's so good.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about him in just a little bit too. Um, the thing about the spring training that I've noticed, and I've been writing our like spring training temperature check
Those are
articles
super
twice a
helpful.
week. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying them and that they're helping you kind of keep up with what's going on. It's
Mhm,
really allowed me to dive into the stats in spring training, obviously, because for me, even like as a dedicated Red Sox fan, we were writing for the website last year during spring training. And even now, I don't put a ton of stock into spring training stats. We've all seen guys just completely tear it up in spring training and maybe not go on to become major leaguers, or we've seen guys, stumble out of the block and light the world on fire in the regular season. But it's been really interesting to kind of dive into some of these and just look at who is producing and who is not producing so far over these first couple of weeks. I'd be remiss to not mention Duran, who has been on fire. My goodness, 3 home runs, I think, before he
mhm,
left for Team Mexico, and they aren't like dinky, just wall scrapers. He's hitting them 420, 415 feet. Um, Kind of going along with Jarren Duran is Wilyer has not looked great.
mhm,
Now he's been playing left field. Duran's been playing right field. They've swapped because those are the positions that they're going to play for their WBC squads. Um, but we got a lot of video right at the start of spring training of Wilyer. He shortened his swing against lefties. He took Chapman to the warning track and Ranger Suarez to the warning track. So some good solid hits off of really good lefties. But you definitely want to see him kind of put it together. Hopefully, this run with Team Venezuela will do that. Have you seen his media picture for Team Venezuela?
I saw the Red Sox posted them. I didn't see it individually. I mean,
Go when you get a second. Go look for it because he looks like a kid in a candy store. He just looks so excited and so happy. It
oh,
made my night. It was so good.
oh, he's a nice smile.
He does. Willier's such a cool dude. Um, and I know I get labeled a Willier lover. Like, I'll wear that. I love Willier. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I really, really hope that they revisit these extension talks that they had in 24 with him this offseason. Pitching wise, though, there's been great offense. There's been some iffy offense for sure, but pitching wise, um, our boy Brian Bayo has not had a great spring training.
Well, yeah, I saw he had that bad outing, and just, uh, I don't know. I I really don't know what they plan on doing with. Well, he's obviously has a spot in the rotation, but I think
Yeah,
we've seen his ceiling. And this is also
unfortunately,
pretty
I
early
think
into
you're
spring
right.
training.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, that's
threw
also the
for
thing.
Team Dominican Republic today.
Mhm.
3 innings, 42 pitches, 26 strikes, 1 hit,
Okay,
1 earned run, which he's been 4 or more his previous two. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 whiffs.
okay.
Um, Topped out at 95 and a half and did not throw the changeup hardly at all. Uh, Team Dominican Republic faced the Tigers in an exhibition game on the date of the recording. We're recording on March 4th. And they had pretty much their entire starting lineup in to begin the game. So Bayo saw MLB caliber hitters and has a pretty good line. Hopefully, a good run with Team DR in the World Baseball Classic kind of wakes him up because those first two outings in spring training were not good.
Yeah. You have to wonder. I mean, at least with the Gray and, not Sanchez. I was thinking of Christopher Sanchez, Ranger, Suarez. Um, he doesn't have the pressure of being a, number 2 or number 3 guy like previous seasons.
Yeah. I don't remember where I saw it, if it was on Twitter or Threads or Blue Sky, there was some conversation around Brian Bayo because he was the opening day starter 2 years ago, in 24, and it was, did that pressure that, you're going to be our ace this season when, just 6 weeks earlier, 2 months earlier, Alex Cora had named Chris Sale the opening day starter, and then obviously Chris Sale was traded. Did that pressure kind of make Bayo crumble a little bit, and he's still trying to put the pieces together to figure things out? Because he settled in last year. I thought he had a good season last year. I don't have his numbers in front of me, but he had a good season. Like you said, it's early in spring training. We shouldn't get caught up in the numbers, but sometimes it's hard not to get caught up in the numbers for guys we like. And we are pro Brian Bayo here on this podcast. So
he looked good in his World Baseball Classic photo. They all do. I
Yeah.
like seeing the different countries too.
Yeah, it's just such a cool thing.
He's got the long hair, and
Yeah.
the DR uniform is just it's one of the better. No, it's one of like the top 3, I'd say, in the tournament.
Yeah, I would. Is Team USA's jersey in your top 3?
No.
So boring.
You've seen my headband.
So boring. Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Japan has the best jerseys Netherlands has the best jerseys in my opinion.
Well, no. Oh, no. I'm a huge Netherlands fan outside of baseball. Like, I wrote my undergraduate thesis on Dutch art. Like, I love the Netherlands. And just there's no orange. Like, for the World Cup, like, they have the orange kits, and they really don't have any orange with aside from the
crown
logo on the hat. But.
Yeah. I do. I love the Netherlands jerseys. Japan, like the Japan blues are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whites are clean. Obviously, they're classic, but those blue jerseys are just I love them.
And the Mizuno too.
I
love it.
If the standard heat pressed jersey was less than $200 on Fanatics, I would own a Japan jersey, but I'm not paying that kind of money for a non-stitched jersey, which coincidentally are $400.
The jerseys are just so expensive now, and the quality you're getting just isn't good. I would rather go on eBay and get like a older used jersey that's actually stitched.
Yeah. Any of my friends that listen to this know I'm not above importing things from China to wear to the ballpark. And so I have a lot of Red Sox jerseys, and only one of them is real. So
whoa.
And until Fanatics fixes that issue, or MLB decides to partner with somebody else, Mitchell and Ness make some really nice stuff that's not crazy expensive.
It's vintage. I think they're a Philly company.
I think so.
I was big in Center City.
Snapbacks for a long time, and Mitchell and Ness obviously makes the best snapbacks on the market. So maybe they should partner with the MLB, because we would get some awesome jerseys if Mitchell and Ness was in charge of the designs.
Yeah, as long as it's not Nike, I'm happy with whoever the league chooses.
Yeah, Fanatics does get a lot of the hate, but Nike is just as culpable in these awful jerseys as Fanatics is.
But Nike has a monopoly, I think, on like every major sports jersey, or the big 4 in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I really like about collegiate sports is, like, you've got Jordan schools and Nike schools and Adidas schools and Under Armour schools, like
Lululemon.
However you want to spin it. The high school that I went to, our basketball team was a Jordan team for quite a while. Nice. I think we're Nike right now. I haven't seen the jerseys in a couple weeks, so I don't recall off the top of my head. But when we won our state championship years ago, we were a Jordan team, and I was not on that team. I'd already graduated by that point, but one of my good friends is a coach, and was on that team, and I have some of their Jordan warm-ups from that year. And they're nice. They're really nice.
You still have them?
Yeah. That's the thing about the school that I went to, and that we are a basketball school.
Okay.
That is what we do. And we churn out really good teams, and we've got a team that's prepping for a state run right now. And so all of that stuff gets held on to. And we have we have like a honor wall of fame that's got a bunch of like jerseys and stuff in it and everything, and it's really cool. And so yeah, those Jordan warm-ups still exist, and I own one of the jackets. But the other thing about spring training that I've noticed is Alex Cora is letting his veteran pitchers kind of make their own decisions. Sonny Gray didn't start a spring training game for almost a week and a half. Ranger Suarez has made a couple of appearances. Garrett Crochet has made a couple of appearances. In fact, he threw today. Looking at his line, he went 2 2/3, 53 pitches for 34 strikes, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, which you don't love to see.
Yeah.
1 home run, 3 strikeouts, 6 whiffs. Topped out at 97.4. He did get let down by the bullpen in the 3rd and the 4th because it's spring training, so you can pull your starter and then roll them back out the next inning. It always trips me up when I see that happen.
Yeah. I mean, rules don't apply in spring training.
No, spring training is just for funsies.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Have your day game, then go out golfing to end the evening.
Yeah. What I do want to highlight is I've got to dig this stat out because man, oh man, our boy Payton Tolle put on a show today.
Triple digits today.
The second person in camp to get the Fuego t-shirt this spring, which for what it's worth is pretty sweet. Here's his line. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Yeah. I think, we always say spring training doesn't matter, but I mean, it'll be really
Here's where
fun.
it matters.
Yeah. Well, we're jumping ahead to the 5th starter conversation. But, it's also really nice to finally have StatCast available in spring training.
Yes, I love it so much.
The Red Sox didn't have it last year, and I was thinking and I actually was watching spring training too, religiously. So now that we have
I thought it was really so weird that JetBlue didn't have ABS last year. I thought that was so crazy because it's very state of the art.
Yeah, it's a nice facility, and it's a newer not minor league, spring training facility.
It plays like a minor league stadium.
Or mini Fenway.
Yeah. I love minor league baseball. That's not anything that's on the rundown for today, but just minor league stadiums are the best. They're so great and so quirky. But yeah, I thought that it was crazy last year that JetBlue did not have ABS, and they have to have it now. And I know that you've been in our writers chat. You've been asking some questions about specific where to find ABS stuff. So what all have you been looking at with the StatCast data that we're getting out of spring training?
Well, I've been looking mostly at pitch speeds. I haven't really dug into the abs data yet, but I wanted to say this. The Red Sox pitchers are velocity maxing.
Okay.
Connelly early hit 97 miles per hour on his 4-seamer, which is up at least 2 from last year. Jake Bennett clocked in at 97.6 miles per hour. So, good to see some velocity. And then Justin Gonzalez, who you mentioned.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's on fire.
He's 19.
Yeah, and he's huge.
6'7". Not the fun way the kids are doing it.
6'7". Well, I mean, that's impressive too. But 117.3 mile per hour single.
Yeah.
Just yeah, crazy stuff. And I think AC compared him to Aaron Judge.
And then he compared himself to him. He said that his goal, like he's modeling his game after Aaron Judge, which I mean, maybe model it after somebody who's done something in the playoffs, but
Oh.
and who doesn't drop balls in the World Series, but but there are few better people to model your game after in all seriousness than Aaron Judge. I don't think that Justin Gonzalez is going to be playing outfield though. He's got the hands of a first baseman.
Yeah, that's what I love too. Just
a 6'7" first baseman.
Well, I mean, he can stretch his legs then.
Yeah, he can. I bet he can pick it with the best of them. So, kind of pivoting out of spring training, and obviously we'll bring up a ton of names that have impacted spring training as a whole up to this point. The Red Sox are well represented in the WBC. I believe we're at 15 or 16 players who left camp to go participate. Obviously, like we talked about, Duran has been on fire. He looks to continue that in the WBC. Ceddanne Rafaela has hit. Yes.
Yesterday? That was the height on that ball. My gosh. Crazy.
I try to stay off Yankees Twitter. It's just a cesspool of terribleness, but much like we have in the Red Sox space, Cutter is king. The Yankees have Cole is king, and
they like
after
enemies?
Anthony, yes, and it's very fun to watch most of the time because Anthony started the exhibition against the Giants 0 for 2, and Cole is king tweeted, "You mean to tell me we have to suffer through this when we could have had Cody Bellinger on Team USA?" And then Anthony promptly hit a ball into outer space.
Yeah, he hit into the stratosphere. Like crazy stuff. Oh, and yeah, I was worried about his oblique, or him coming back from his oblique injury. But Jen McCaffrey had a really good piece about how he worked at or trained at Cressy in Florida this or this winter, and he's been doing a lot of exercises to help build up strength so he doesn't he doesn't strain his oblique again.
Yeah. He seems to be very cognizant of his body and what he needs to do, which is great. As always, shout out Jen. Jen's phenomenal. Big fans of Jen on this podcast. I think what can't be understated with Roman Anthony playing in the WBC for Team USA is just the people that he's around. He's hitting 7th in that lineup right now, which is nuts. But I mean, he's there with Aaron Judge. Yeah, he's there with Aaron Judge, Bobby Witt Jr., like just
Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson, just absolute all-star studs. And that is who Anthony is as well. I think he will be an all-star this year. Maybe my boldest take of the offseason is that he will finish top 3 in MVP voting this year. And you listen to these guys talk about him in these interviews when they're asked, who are you most excited to see? Almost all of them say Roman Anthony. There's no higher praise than that. And he's getting to learn from some of the best in the game. He's getting arguably better in-game experience than he would get in spring training.
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win as long as he stays healthy. And it's national exposure.
And that outfield is just so stacked, even without Corbin Carroll at PCA.
Yeah.
And I think Roman could win a Gold Glove this year.
I think so too. Okay. So I guess let's dive into this, like sort of WBC related. what's the outfield for the Red Sox? Like, where do you have Roman playing? Who's DHing? Who's on the bench?
Roman in left.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Roman in left. Abreu in right. Ceddanne in
Mhm.
center.
Yeah.
You could rotate. Well, then that would affect his playing time. Yeah.
I think they
Well,
want to rotate Duran
and Duran
and
and Roman,
Roman.
but that's such a he's what 22 now.
Something like that, yeah.
God, I feel old, but yeah,
No,
he's so young, and he shouldn't be DHing. Like he's an athletic guy, and well, same for Duran too, for that matter. But
Roman does not turn 22 until May.
he's a Taurus, I think. Okay, so
Um,
yeah, just no, you're wasting a young guy's athleticism by DHing him. Um,
I firmly agree with Cora in his decision to kind of ease most guys in against lefties. If they're a left-handed hitter, he did it with Casas, he did it with Duran, he's done it
mhm,
with Willier. We're probably going to see it with Meyer this year. I don't think you do that with Roman Anthony. I think that he is a superstar, and you let superstars play every day.
mhm.
And if that means Duran is DHing full time, that means Duran is DHing full time, which cuts his trade value practically in half, especially with how they value him as a player, as the 7 F4 player versus the 4 F4 player he was. But then you still have the Masataka Yoshida conundrum.
I think depending on how, like, I think Japan's going to win the World Baseball Classic.
I
Sorry,
do
Team
too. Yeah.
USA.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hard to bet against Shohei Ohtani. Like, it's the same
I
reason we think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
like yeah, my Twitter feed is just like Team Japan stuff. Seeing them get on the Shinkansen in their little suits, seeing Masataka Yoshida hit like 415-foot home run at the
Oh my
Kyocera Dome
goodness.
in
Yes.
Osaka, and Seiya Suzuki too hit a
Uh-huh.
moonshot, and
Yeah.
that's not a hitter-friendly ballpark. Uh,
Yeah.
so just crazy stuff. But yeah, and they got the new. Well, no, Seiya has the new hair or yeah, or
Yeah.
highlights in his hair. I mean, they all
Yep.
look so good. But
Yeah.
on the field and off the field. But just yeah, I wouldn't bet against them. But with Yoshida, I've been saying this, or even
Mhm.
Duran too, if Mexico makes a or plays deep in the tournament. If depending on their performance, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is traded before the start of the season.
So, I guess let's jump to the final bullet point then, since you brought him up.
Oh,
There's been, according to Sean McAdam, there's been renewed talks between the Astros and the Red Sox for Issac Paredes that would center around Jarren Duran. Hand up, trade Duran. As
yeah.
I've been on that, I've been
Mhm.
driving that train for 2.5 seasons now. I wanted him traded the minute the 24 season was over because I knew that it would never recoup that value. You cannot trade Jarren Duran for Issac Paredes straight up at this point. After the Caleb Durbin trade, it makes 0 sense. Especially
Mhm.
because trading for Issac Paredes would force Caleb Durbin back to second, and I believe he's a better third baseman than he is a second baseman. I believe that Caleb
Mhm.
Durbin is a much better third baseman than Issac Paredes is. But Paredes would play third, Durbin would play second, and it would force Marcelo Meyer back to Worcester.
Mhm.
Okay, he's getting playing time, whatever. But the team valued Marcelo Meyer so highly that they wouldn't trade for Ketel Marte. They wouldn't trade him for Ketel Marte over the offseason, the best second baseman in the league.
Mhm.
But now we'll trade Duran for Paredes and put Meyer back in AAA. There are very few things that could make me mad as we head into opening day. Trading Jarren Duran for Issac Paredes now is maybe at the top of that list.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with any of that. Just I wonder if it's for I don't think the Red Sox should talk to the Astros at all at this point. Just block them.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for a while now, but I still think the Phillies and Duran would be a great match.
The Mets
Just
too.
the Mets. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, either one of those teams, like they need outfield help.
Yeah. Can you
And
get Andrew Painter involved in that deal? Do you think
stop.
that's possible?
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I wanted Nick Abel, but he went to the
I did
Twins.
too. I
With
wanted Nick Abel
Duran
so bad. I
or
got
Duran.
I got roasted last like June when I posted an article about like who the Red Sox should trade for, and Mick Abel was on there. And nobody understood why I had Mick Abel on there. And I was like, man, because he's gonna be great.
Mhm.
And I
And
Painter will too. Painter has all the makings
well,
of an ace, but
uh,
yeah,
his fastball hasn't been the same since his Tommy John surgery. He had a full season last year, and he really didn't match it pre Tommy John surgery.
okay.
So, I'd say Aiden Miller,
Ooh.
because I mean they need to keep stacking up on infield depth, and if it's at a
Yeah.
higher level, that's even better because you
Yeah.
can't have like 10 utility bench infielders on your roster. You need one like good guy.
Yeah. Well, right now it looks like that good guy's Andrew Monasterio. He's on fire, and well, we'll talk more about him in the wrap up. But I understand why the Astros are doing this. Their infield logjam mirrors our outfield logjam. The issue is they don't have the odd man out who can still DH. Like, yes, Paredes has some pop, but he's a 25 guy. If he's not playing regularly, that number's probably going to go down. He doesn't really hit for average. Whereas Duran can DH for the Red Sox. The world continues to spin. Duran hits. He's a good DH. The Red Sox can survive having a logjam in the outfield until the trade deadline, when who knows may be available, especially if teams are looking to sell off bigger contracts right as we're going into a very likely lockout. The Astros have to trade somebody. I know I was saying the same thing about the Red Sox in the outfield just a few weeks ago, but Craig was able to swing a trade for Caleb Durbin that didn't give up anything, in our opinion, my opinion.
Uh,
Like,
well, hold up. I just saw something on this earlier today. What? Harrison has a new pitch.
yeah, I read that too. They were trying to
Yeah,
get him to learn a kick change, and he couldn't get it. And now
and then
he's
he
got,
did.
yeah, that's fine. I still think that Kyle Harrison probably wouldn't have sniffed the major league roster unless multiple people got hurt.
Mhm.
Speaking of former Red Sox who are now on the Brewers, Quinn Priester is likely starting the season on the injured list. I saw earlier today too.
Huh.
I
Huh.
didn't like go digging into why. That was a headline that popped up. But I think Caleb Durbin's going to be great, aka Christian Vasquez Jr. Um, I can't get over it. Every time I look at him, I'm like, I didn't realize that we had signed Christian Vasquez back, and then it's Caleb Durbin.
Close enough. Welcome back,
Yeah,
Christian Vasquez.
I would love Vazzy back. I like as a former catcher, like man, there are just some guys that get it, and he gets it. But we talked about him a second ago. Andrew Monasterio has been a standout in camp. Is likely pushing for an opening day spot. I think he's going to get it. And that's kind of a tease for the wrap up, like I said. But um, I wrote this about the Durbin trade when it came out. Like, it's always hard to say that you fleece the Brewers because the Brewers are so astute in making these deals. But this could be a trade where both sides are incredibly happy
Mhm.
with the result, and it solves problems for both teams. So, sure, we may look at Kyle Harrison at the end of the season, like people were doing with Quinn Priester last year, and be like, well, what if we had Kyle Harrison on this rotation after XYZ happened? Sure, we might be doing that, but Caleb Durbin is a really, really good third baseman. He hits for average. I think he's going to have some good pop at Fenway. He's short. Short guys have to band together.
He's 5'6".
Yeah, and I'm taller than him, which is great. I hope to meet him in St. Louis so I can take a picture with somebody who's shorter than me for once.
So you can mob him?
Yeah. But I don't know. I love this. I still love this trade. I think it makes a lot of sense. But it goes back to, I would rather have Durbin's glove at third. I would rather have Marcelo at second. I would rather have Marcelo platooning with either Monasterio or Romy whenever he's healthy than trade for Issac Paredes. It makes no sense at this point.
Where would Romy be playing?
Platooning with Meyer at second, I think is probably the plan. Okay. I'd rather have Romy at second than third.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's worse defensively at second than third.
I feel like he passes the eye test better.
Okay. Well, yeah. Just I think I wrote something a while back on that and how he was worse at. But yeah, I mean, eye test. Who cares?
It's going to be. I think it's going to be Monasterio's job to lose, though. Whatever shoulder injury, it's a partially torn labrum that Romy's dealing with. It sounds like surgery's not off the table. I think there's a chance we don't see Romy this year if it's bad enough. And unfortunately, I think that if Monasterio plays his butt off like he's been doing in spring training and Romy is shelved for the entire season, it wouldn't shock me if Romy is not a member of the Boston Red Sox come 2027. You get younger, you get cheaper with Monasterio. I like Romy. I don't want Romy to go anywhere, but if Monasterio is playing to that level, Romy is now redundant.
Yeah, and I like Romy, but I mean, if another team can help him, like, finally tap into his power, let them do it. And he's, he'll be 30 next year.
Yeah. Monasterio's in his early 20s. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
he's turning 30. He's so old.
I had a student tell me that I was old today.
What?
They said that they were describing me to their grandmother, who used to also be an English teacher, because they were turning in essays over Fahrenheit 451 yesterday, and her grandmother taught the novel. And she had her grandmother like check her essay over for grammar. And the student told her grandmother, she's like, yeah, he checks for grammar, all kinds of stuff. And the grandma was like, well, how old is he? Because these young teachers don't check for grammar anymore. And she's like, he's got to be 35. He's pretty old. I was like, first of all, I am 35. Second of all, I don't feel like I'm that old.
What, 50's the new 40? That's what they say. So
35's the new 25.
30. Well, wait, then what am I, 15?
Sure. You just got your permit. You're making waves for yourself in the sports media markets. But yeah, so I got called old today, so that was fun.
Could be worse.
Yeah. She's probably gonna fail that essay when I grade it tomorrow now.
You called me old.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on it.
35 out of 100. That's the grade.
Ooh, I like that. That's better than a 0. That's better than a 0. That makes it personal. But yeah, like I said, Romy's going to be 30. If the shoulder is a legitimate issue, if it's going to be a lingering issue, yeah, I think that there is a path to him no longer being a member of the Boston Red Sox, unfortunately.
What shoulder is it? Do you know which?
I think it's his right.
Okay. He does have a higher bat speed. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
I can see the gears turning from here.
But interesting.
I won't swear that it's his right. It might be his left because that would be his lead shoulder. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if and when he does come back. They agreed to a fairly reasonable arbitration number with him in the offseason. The IKF signing makes so much more sense now because they obviously knew that Romy was injured. I still don't like paying IKF $6 million. He's playing pretty good first base. He's got Tristan Casas taking grounders and throwing rockets from third.
Yeah, I saw that, but Casas didn't look that bad.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, could be worse.
People forget that he was drafted as a third baseman.
Just well, it can't be as bad as Devers.
Exactly. And Tristan's cooler.
The bar is low.
Yeah. Even Bregman didn't raise the bar that much. So seeing Durbin / Meyer play third, our third base defense is going to be great this year. No matter which one of them it is. But jumping back up, and we touched on a little bit with the Tolle conversation earlier. I think we've all been operating as though Johan Oviedo is going to be the fifth starter. I don't think that's a given anymore. He's looked fine in spring training. Connelly early has looked great. Payton Tolle had one iffy outing, and then the one today was phenomenal. In case you haven't realized, Tolle is matched up with Crochet. So anytime that Crochet starts, Tolle will pitch that same day. And early is matched up with Ranger, I think. So we should, which Ranger won't pitch tomorrow because he's in WBC. But whoever starts tomorrow, we should see early in that game tomorrow.
Okay.
Based on what you've looked at and what your gut is telling you, who do you think gets that fifth starter spot?
I think it'll come down to early or Tolle, but I know Cotillo had something about service time too, how that could factor into who makes the or who earns the fifth spot.
Yeah. And so it won't. I think the way the fifth spot will be utilized this season is almost like a rotating starter thing. Because Oviedo has options left, 2.
One.
Yeah. And so he can go down and spend 2 weeks in Worcester. He can be shuffled as the long man to the bullpen, which is a spot that they clearly don't want early or Tolle to occupy. At least not right now, which I agree with. I think that we're going to see somebody be up for 2 weeks, somebody go down for 2 weeks, somebody be up for 2 weeks, somebody go down for 2 weeks. They gave up a lot in the password to get Oviedo, but I don't think that that's really going to influence that decision. Although I think that does give him the nod to start the season as the fifth starter, because like you said, there is some, I hesitate to call it service time manipulation because I don't think that's what this is. I don't think that they're like purposefully looking at, if we keep early down for 40 days and Tolle down for 52 days, then we get it their year 29 season. I don't think that's how they're looking at it, because I don't think that if that was the case, they would have brought them up at all last season to start that service clock ticking. But I think just by nature of the way the CBA is constructed right now, I think that is something that they're probably cognizant of. And I think as soon as each one of them eclipse that time frame, and it doesn't have to be consecutive, it's as long as they spend X, I forget what the days are, but as long as they spend X number of days in the minor leagues this season, the Red Sox retain an extra year of control. It's not a bad thing. The Red Sox have also been showing a willingness to extend these young players. That could be a conversation that they're already having with one or both of them. Probably stands to reason. That's why neither of them has been traded yet.
Yeah, so I pulled up Cotillo's article.
Okay.
Uh, if the pitchers are on the roster for the entire season or are called up within 2 weeks and spend the rest of the year active and either win Rookie of the Year award or place in the top 3 for MVP or Cy Young, the Red Sox will get an extra draft pick after the first round in 2027. That scenario,
Okay.
however, remains unlikely.
That was the Anthony scenario last year too.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, this is yeah, I have well, not crazy. Other people are saying it too now, but I've been saying that Carter Jensen for the Royals is going to win the AL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think so too. I targeted him as a potential return in a Jarren Duran deal early in the offseason. As hey, it's gonna be Duran plus Tolle plus Franklin Arias. Like it's gonna take a lot to land him.
Yeah.
If my thing was is if you're not getting Cole Reagans, the Royals still have pieces that you could use. And Carter Jensen was at the top of that list.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't see Tolle or Early. I mean, I would love to be proven wrong. Winning Rookie of the Year. I thought that had Anthony not gotten hurt, I think that he makes a strong play for it last year. He still got votes.
Yeah, he did.
which was great. So I think that really shines a light on the fact that he likely, in my opinion, would have won it had he not gotten injured. There's no way for Marcelo to qualify for Rookie of the Year this year. Obviously, Narvaez can't qualify. So yeah, it would have to come down to Tolle or Early. And I think they're both going to be very good pitchers and very good pitchers this season, but probably not Rookie of the Year MVP level.
Yeah, I also think, when's the last time a pitcher won Rookie of the Year? Probably sooner than.
It's probably more recent than either one of us is thinking.
Paul Skeens.
Oh, well, yes. He doesn't count.
Yeah.
Future Boston Red Sox, Paul Skeen?
I peg any free agent now as a future Dodger.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, he's from Southern California too.
Yeah. I bet Livy Dunn hates LA. I bet she would like Boston.
Well, she was trying to buy Babe Ruth's apartment. I saw something in the New York Times about it.
Yes,
yeah.
That's a crazy story.
The housing board said, no, you're not allowed here.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's like mega HOA. Yeah, I would want no part of that. Also wouldn't want Babe Ruth's apartment. Unconvicted murderer, Babe Ruth.
Well,
there's like things that.
Wait, what? Wait,
wait. It's a conspiracy theory. It's probably wrong, but I love it. Where he murdered his wife.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay, this is my first time hearing about this.
Yeah, you can thank Section 10 for my knowledge on this. As most things. No. But yeah, like his wife died in a fire in their home or something. I don't have all the details squarely in my memory at the moment, but there's really circumstantial evidence that he hired a hitman to do it. It's very interesting. It's probably not true, but doesn't make it any less fun.
Well, when the lockout inevitably occurs, we can do a little true crime baseball related series.
Yes. I used to host a true crime podcast. Yeah, I'm all about it.
Word.
For as much as I'm not looking forward to the lockout, I'm very much looking forward to that now. So yeah, I think that we're both kind of leaning. It is thundering like crazy outside. I apologize if you can hear that through my microphone. I didn't realize that we were going to get some thunderstorms tonight, but I think we're both leaning Early Tolle as the likely long-term fifth starter this year. Speaking of Section 10, they just did about an hour and a half interview with Payton Tolle that dropped on Sunday. It's phenomenal. If you already liked Payton Tolle, you will love Payton Tolle when you get done with it. If you haven't seen his USA presentation, he said he reached out to obviously Joey Chestnut, who responded almost instantly. He said he reached out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who did not respond. John Cena did not respond. But I'm willing to bet that if Tully has the season that we hope he has, that Stone Cold and John Cena will wish that they responded. But I think kind of the last thing that we've got on here is Alex Cora has been pretty tough on Marcelo Meyer this spring training. And I don't want to speak for you. I think that Marcelo has a starting job in the infield locked up. But I am curious why Cora has been talking about him so openly the way that he has. I think it's odd.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's trying to light a fire under him to motivate him to do well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little odd. I think, yeah, Cora just, I take everything he said. Well, no, not personally. I'm not on the roster, but it's very calculated with him.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he says. So, yeah, I mean, he pegs me as a Slytherin.
I think that's why he and I would get along so well.
Yeah, I mean, Marcelo's big things. We've said this before on here is hitting sinkers.
Yeah.
And the best. Well, no, I think he still should be platooned, and there are a lot of options for platoon partners for him.
Yes.
It's just weird though, considering that they were thinking about, or they weren't going to include him, like you said earlier, in a trade package for the best second baseman in baseball, and then now he doesn't even, he's not guaranteed a starting role.
Yeah. And Cora keeps talking about him as like you said, like, is he trying to, is that how you light a fire under Marcelo Meyer, is to challenge him publicly? He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. He is definitely California cool. I think that he probably isn't, none of this is getting to him. He just has that personality. I don't know. I just think it's so weird and kind of out of left field that, because I want to say one of the times, like, Cora wasn't even asked directly about Marcelo. It was like a question about Caleb Durbin, which ties into Marcelo, obviously. But like, he spun it into like, well, Celo's not guaranteed a second base or a third base job. Like, then why didn't we trade him? If he's not guaranteed a job, why is Ketel Marte not on this team? And why is Marcelo not in Arizona?
Well, you also shouldn't show your hand. I'm just thinking.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
But I'm just thinking, like, are they trying to trade him though? If like you say, oh, he's not guaranteed, like, does that mean he's on the market?
That's interesting.
I don't know why you would say that, like, publicly too, and have it on record. But well, apparently Devers was available last, or like before
last spring
Father's
training,
Day. And nobody,
there are reports that they were calling teams during spring training about Devers. I don't know if Buster Posey's the only one who picked up the phone or what, but I'm inclined to believe Mike Hazen when he says that he's not trading Ketel Marte. At least right now, we get to the deadline. If the D-backs aren't in it, obviously it's a different conversation, but you're going to have multiple teams vying for Ketel Marte at that point. Whereas when he was pulled off the market, it really looked like it was just the Red Sox were the only ones who were even like sort of interested. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's just a motivational tactic, or like Cora has talked to Marcelo and he's just like, hey, like, I can't just give it to you because last year I just gave it to Campbell and look what happened. He feels like he's been bit one too many times. And so he's just, he doesn't. Nobody's guaranteed a spot. Wilson Contreras isn't guaranteed a spot. Maybe that's the path he's going with it, but it just feels very weird to me, and I don't like it. I like Marcelo. I know there are people who don't, and that's fine. He has not had a pro ball season where he has not been injured. I understand that, but I think that Marcelo Meyer has all the tools in the world to be probably an all-star in the infield at whatever position he ends up playing. Be that second base, third base, or shortstop in a couple of years when Trevor Story's no longer here. I don't know. I want to see him start, and I want to see him prove Cora wrong. And I don't say that often. I tend to rarely disagree with Alex Cora, but I disagree with at least what I assume is going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to speculate on anything, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's so tough. It's so tough.
Well, speaking of, this is kind of connected, but also not. Campbell. I always forget about Christian Campbell.
Who's supposed to be a left fielder, but he's going to play center field for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's not doing that well in spring training.
That new swing isn't working so hot for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to get ample playing time over these next 2 weeks because
things could change.
Yeah, like Ceddanne is going to be gone for a while. Roman's going to be gone for a while. Williams going to be gone for a while. Duran's going to be gone for a while. At least a week for all of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Greg Weissert who probably comes back the day after pool plays over.
No. No. Italy's going to make a deep run. Their
those jerseys are so boring, though. Those jerseys are so boring.
No, I don't know why they're navy. You need the the margarita pizza colors on it. But
put Mario on the hat.
No.
Let's go all the way into it.
No, then you just there's Mickey Gasper at home if you want a Mario theme.
That's true. What a mustache on that man.
He's also he's kind of tearing it up in spring training.
I firmly believe that he wouldn't have a spot on the 26-man roster, and he definitely does at this point. It's crazy. It's real crazy, but yeah, Christian's going to get ample playing time over the next 2 weeks. Maybe that's what he needs. I like the new swing. I think it looks good. Mm-hmm. Figuring it out against pitchers who aren't in your organization is going to take some time. I see Christian Campbell probably spending all of 2026 in the minor leagues again. I do think that the team regrets that extension because he is untradeable right now. Whereas I think that if he did not have that extension, he would have been included in a deal for Wilson Contreras, Sonny Gray, Johan Oviedo, or Caleb Durbin.
Yeah.
And maybe as a piece in a deal for Ketel Marte if Mike Hazen saw something that he liked in him.
Yeah. I think he still has it in him to be
I
do
too.
Guy.
I don't think he's washed by any means, but
I mean
there's no path to the majors in my opinion unless things go horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah. He's never very just something really bad would happen. But his contract is pretty cheap though, and I don't know. It does yeah. It's what, like 58 million?
Something like that.
So it's I only 58 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Pocket change for us here on the Talk Sox podcast.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him. Just he also he's good at recognizing pitches. Good plate discipline. I think if he had an actual position to play, I think this would be a completely different conversation.
I agree. And I think that's the focus right now. And that's why he wasn't shuffled back to second base before the Durbin trade, that I think that they want him to stick in the outfield. And supposedly he's getting private work in at second and third. But in games, he's only seeing game action in the outfield right now. And he should be the starting left fielder for the Woo Sox come opening day. So hopefully that'll help. He's not having to learn 4 different positions in his major league debut season. I agree with you. I think the tools are there. I think that he's still got it in him, but I do worry that time is quickly running out for him, and especially in the eyes of the fan base. There are those that still believe heavily in him, and I think you could probably put us in that category. But I think that if things don't shake out this season, I think that you'll see a large portion of the fan base turn on him.
No, the Red Sox fan base is super patient with players.
Yeah, they don't make jump decisions or anything like that.
Yeah, he turns 24 this year. He's not like
he's still young.
Yeah, he's I'll bring them up again. The Phillies call up their guys when they're like 25, 26, which is like they let their prospects like linger in the minor leagues. But I mean, he's still like Campbell's still young.
Yeah,
and he'll probably I don't know, he'll probably like be traded to another team and just take off.
It's what typically happens with players like him in the Red Sox. Is it looks like it's not going to work, and so they trade him, and then whoever he gets traded to strikes gold. But we'll see. It'll be really interesting to see these next 2 weeks, kind of how he shakes out in the outfield and if he can kind of turn things around. I've avoided putting him in the temperature check that I've been writing just because I want to give him a little more runway to try to heat up. But unfortunately, right now he would be in the who's not section of that. And I hate to say that because I do like Christian Campbell. But we'll see. It's going to be an interesting 2 weeks. As guys start coming back from the WBC, obviously some of the big names aren't going to be coming back until the end of the WBC because we have guys that are playing on world beater teams, literally. So we'll see how it shakes out. If we're sticking to our every other week recording schedule through at least spring training. We'll be back on Sundays, we've decided, once the season starts. So you'll get fresh pods every Monday, with the occasional move around due to schedules. But so unless something drastic happens over the next couple weeks, you won't hear from us until close to the beginning of the season again. Are you working on anything right now, Maddie?
Yeah, so I was going. Well, yeah, I had a piece to talk about players' height or heights changing since 2024.
Interesting.
Jarren Duran has shrunk 2 inches over the past 2 years.
Napoleon complex. Everything makes sense now.
No. I go back and forth with him. Like, do I want him traded? Yes, but at the same time, I sympathize with him.
If he's gonna hit like this,
yeah. For as big as he is, I have always questioned why he just can't hit it, tap into his.
I agree with that.
But do you have anything in the queue?
Yeah, I've got like I said, the temperature checks, the spring training temperature checks. I've really enjoyed doing those, so I'll keep that rolling through spring training. I've got a piece that should be going up within the next day or so about the second base, third base fit between Durbin and Meyer. And then I am wrapping up a piece on Andrew Monasterio and his ability to stick on the opening day roster if he can add some first base to his profile, which it looks like he's gonna do so. He's already played there a little bit in spring training. Looks like he's gonna get a little more leeway here these next 2 weeks with Wilson Contreras playing in the WBC. So be on the lookout for all of those. Obviously, interact. We love when you guys, comment. We'll comment back with you and all that good stuff. And we will catch you next time here on the Talk Sox podcast. Thanks for listening.
Bye.